All right. Hello, guys. Confirm you can hear me loud and clear. Confirm you can all hear me loud and clear. Okay, give me a thumbs up. Type something in the chat. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. We're about to have a fantastic session tonight together. Okay, and we're going to be learning quite a number of things via this session. So you want to ensure that if there is anybody that you know that would benefit from a session like this, you want to inform them about this, share them the link, let them join so we can all learn together. Okay. So first things first, I would love each and every one of you to have introduced yourselves before we get started. Well, a few things. I want to know where you're joining us from. I am joining from Lagos, so I'm going to type in Lagos in the chat. So I want you to type, where are you joining us from? Where are you joining us from? Where are you joining us from? Oh, Lagos. Wow. So many people joining from Lagos, Oyo State, Delta. Okay. Where are my ABJ guys? FCT. Where are people from FCT? Okay. Anambra, Adamawa. Fantastic. Lagos, Abuja, Bauchi. Okay. So let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. We're still expecting quite a lot more people to join us tonight. Okay, quite a lot more people to join us tonight. Okay, so let's keep it coming. Thank you very much, Azubuike. Akwa Ibom, Delta, Lagos, Bauchi. All right, somebody said Enugu State. Fantastic one. Okay, so here's the thing. Tonight, we're going to learn something about AI. Okay, so AI is tearing through the corporate space today, and you need to know what is happening heading into 2025. Can somebody tell me what's happening around AI? Just one sentence. What do you think AI is doing right now? Why should you be scared or be happy? Can somebody type it in the chat? Let me know what you think. What do you think about AI? You've seen what AI can do. Okay, so what do you think is happening? What do you think would become of AI? Okay, somebody said revolution. Fantastic. So what do you think AI is going to do to us? Um, Okay, revolutionizing. Fantastic. Same word, different spelling. AI making work easier and faster. Chukudi, thank you. Let me send a love emoji to that. AI is taking over many jobs. I agree, Gideon. I agree. And then I also disagree. Okay, and I'll explain why. You understand why I answered that way, um, to your statement later in this session. So pretty much fantastic. So let's keep it coming. For those of you, okay, AI is the future. Are we not there yet? Can't you see what AI is doing already? If you say AI is the future, what's happening now? How will you explain what's happening currently? Pascal, how will you explain it? So for us to understand these things very much, I would be sharing my screen. Okay, I'll be sharing my screen. And you're going to see my screen right about now. Okay, so let me know if you can see my screen. Let me know if you can see my screen. Let me know if you can see my screen. Somebody said AI is taking over. Somebody said AI will increase our productivity. Fantastic one. I like your standpoint. I like your standpoint. All right, fantastic one. Great. Okay, you can see my screen. Okay, that was brilliant. All right. So, today we're going to discuss how AI is actually tearing through the professional space and how it is separating the grain from the shaft. Okay? How is AI separating the grain from the shaft? But first things first, I would love to introduce to you who we are here at Tenalytics Business. Okay, so here at Analytics Business, what we do is very simple. We provide a platform where we help organizations and individuals like yourselves skill up in AI. It is no news. You guys said it yourself. AI is changing the way we work. AI is taking over. Some people said AI is the future, although I disagree with that because AI is already here. Okay. So pretty much all of you already know what's going on with AI. But here we're going to discuss exactly what is happening and how you can key into it right now. So here at Analytics Business, we provide that platform where you can scale up in AI easily. So while I'm speaking in the chat box, you'd see one of my team members, Deborah. She's posting the attendance form in the chat. So if you want access to my slides and the recording of this session, ensure to fill out the attendance form. So click on the link, fill out the attendance form so you will not miss any material that is going to be used and that will be used in this session. Okay? So back to Tenalytics Business, we've also had the opportunity to help quite a lot of Africans get into the tech space, okay, around several tech career paths since inception, okay, name it, data analytics, product design, and now we are pivoting into AI, okay, and now we are pivoting into AI. So give me a second. All right, fantastic one. So, if you fill out the attendance form, just ensure to type it done in the chat so I know you filled it out. Now, first things first again, I know I said first things first earlier. So, here's a little bit of introduction about myself. My name is Mohammed Suleiman. I'll be a pilot for tonight's session. I've had quite a wealth of experience around data analytics, data science, and also AI. And I've also had the opportunity to mentor a number of Africans into the tech space. And I've worked with Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo is one of Italy's largest luxury car brand. And I worked with them remotely from Lagos, Nigeria. So if you're here, you're looking for remote opportunities, count yourself to be in the right place. I've also been a LinkedIn top data visualization voice. Is to show you the level of authority that I have in the data space, especially. And guess what? I also transitioned into tech. So I had my first degree in mechanical engineering, although some people say that is already tech, but I know you would agree with me that there is a difference between engines of vehicles and what you find in laptops. Okay. So while both of them are tech, tech is different from tech, if you know what I mean. So in that light, I also transition into the tech space. So if you are also looking to transition into the tech space, again, count yourself in the right place. Tonight, you're going to learn quite a number of things, okay? Two things. First, you want to understand what key skills you need to become an AI expert. And second of all, we're going to look into how to position yourself. So these are the two main things. But heading to these two main things, there are some things you even need to understand prior. Okay, so we're going to take a case study. Okay, a case study of two individuals. Okay, a case study of two individuals, and we'll go deep into them. Now, these two individuals that you can see, these are two professionals. They are both storekeepers. Okay, and they work for a large supermarket. All right, so each of them work for a large supermarket. How many of you know who a storekeeper is? Let me see. Let me sound us out. Let's see. Let me see if we're following. How many of you know who a storekeeper is? A storekeeper. Just type in one of the things that a storekeeper will do. Okay, I'm gonna tell you who they are, but let me see from the charts. Who is gonna help? Who's gonna help? Quickly. I mean, you don't have to be right. You don't have to be right. Wrong answers are welcome. Okay? It's allowed to be wrong. Yeah, we're here to learn. Record keeping. Fantastic. That's actually correct. Christopher, thank you very much for that. Who else? Just one thing that a storekeeper does. What do they do? I mean, from the name, you should already have an idea what they do. Storekeeper, gatekeeper. Okay? Does that ring a bell? Storekeeper, gatekeeper. someone that managed stock. Fantastic, Paul. Fantastic one. Okay, Gideon. Gideon is done filling the attendance form. So ensure to fill out the attendance form if you're here and you've not already. Okay, so I want two more perspective. Stock taker. Fantastic. I like that perspective, Christopher. I like that perspective. Who else? Just one more perspective, and let's get right into it. Who is a storekeeper? Who is a storekeeper? Okay, a storekeeper keeps record of stock. Absolutely. You guys are all correct. Okay. You are all correct. Okay. And let me give you guys a round of applause. Where's my reaction? Where's my round of applause? Okay, so that's my round of applause for all of you. Keep record of items in a store. Absolutely. So that's what they do. Now, you see, for the first storekeeper, okay, let's look at the first storekeeper. And like you guys said, the main purpose why they even manage inventory, keep record of items in store, take stock, record keeping, manage stock, I'm using your words, right? Is they want to attain what we call FIFO, first in, first out. They want to ensure that the stock that comes in first goes out first so that you don't end up keeping a particular group of stock in your warehouse and then they expire on they expire inside of there. Okay, so that's the whole reason. So and they also want to manage several other things like, and let's look at what the first storekeeper does. You know, track stock level manually and react when items are almost finished. So when items are almost finished, they take action to ensure that it is restored. So applies the FIFO based on routine check. So the check every now and then, and they wait till when a sales cycle is almost done to get this done. Okay, so they wait until the last week of the month to know what to restore. So they visit the market frequently um, due to poor demand visibility. So they always visit the market frequently, and they spend most of their time recording, counting, and then taking action. Okay, now look at this second storekeeper on the other hand. Now, the second storekeeper, what they do is they use AI to analyze past sales. So what they've done in the previous month or previous year, okay, and the data of stock that they've kept in the past, they use AI to analyze it. Use AI to also predict what is likely going to run out next week, next month, so they don't have to wait till the final week to restock. Okay. And because they have this information, they can now plan restocking even when the month is just started, not at the end of the month. So they can see further into the future because of the past data that they have. Okay. So this reduces their market trips because they can now plan ahead, basically. Okay. And what they focus on is planning and optimization. Because they've been able to leverage AI, they can do less work. They don't have to, check multiple times during the sales cycle. All they need to do is to predict, and it's just, once in a while. So I want us to highlight some things that these people do. Now, the first storekeeper spend most of their time doing what? I want you guys to listen very carefully. Recording, counting, and reacting. The second person is still a storekeeper. Essentially, they do the same thing, but this one spends most of their time doing what? Planning and optimizing. Now, I want to ask you guys, which one of these two guys do you want to be? So let's assume you're a storekeeper. Which one of these two guys do you want to be and why? Why do you want to be which? Okay, so let's call the first one 1, let's call the second one 2, and then tell me why. So type it in the chat. Let's see. Type it in the chat. Don't forget to fill out the attendance form if you haven't already. So guys, very quickly, I'm going to wait for your responses. Okay, let me see the first 4 to 5 responses. Very quickly, which of these individuals or professionals do you want to be like and why? Why do you want to be which one? Why? Because we're getting somewhere. Okay, somebody said, who is that? Okay, Gideon says, I would like to be 2. Okay, number 2, because it saves time. Time is money. Okay? Have you ever heard that adage before? Time is money. So it means I can change a sentence to, I would like to be number two because it saves money. Fantastic. Gideon, thank you very much for that. Okay, who else? Who else is giving me their own perspective? Let me see. So somebody is writing on my screen. Please don't do that. Please do not. Uh, please do not do that. Okay, thank you very much. All right. So who else? Let me see who else is answering. Who else is answering? Let's see. Okay, Christopher typed done. Okay, fantastic. So which one of these two would you want to be? Which one of these two would you want to be and why? Sorry for that. I want to be number two. Fantastic. So Chukudi says number two is and faster and stress and more accurate. So I think you mean faster, stressless, and more accurate. Fantastic. Number two, also get more work done in less time. I totally agree with you. And you see, these days, that is exactly what an organization wants from any of their employees. That's exactly what they want. Okay? Do more work in fact, take the same amount of time. Don't even take less time. The same amount of time, they want you to be able to do more because they know that more brings value. Okay, it is faster, stress-free, more accurate. Okay, every good thing that you can talk about, a daily routine. Okay, every single good thing that you can talk about a daily routine. Somebody said efficient and effective management with quick decision making. Absolutely. So they have foresight. Okay, they have foresight into the stock. So that allows them to be proactive when it comes to stocking. So that's not all. Let's go ahead. The key thing about this is that the roles are the same. Both of them are storekeepers. Let's not get it twisted. Both are storekeepers. Okay, their responsibilities, why they hired them, is the same. But one of them is using AI, the other is not. And because one is using AI, okay, they can predict, while the other one only waits for things to be apparent before they react. Okay, and organizations are looking for people who can predict, not necessarily react. Okay, people who can automate and not do things manually. That's where we are headed in 2026. So in 2026, what the job market is going to reward is not effort. The job market is not going to reward efforts. Oh, because this person is diligent, they show up early, they are always moving about, they're always busy. That is not what the job market is going to reward. Okay, this is not 2020, this is not 2024. Okay, this is 2026. And what the job market is going to reward is leverage. Who can work smartest? That's who the job market is going to reward. So the job market will reward leverage and not effort. Okay, effort is not going to get things done. All right, leverage is. Okay, now this brings me to some of the trending news about AI. Some of the trending news about AI. You see, how many of you know Mark Zuckerberg? Does that name ring a bell? Does that name ring a bell? How many of you know Mark Zuckerberg? Does that name ring a bell? Very quickly, use the thumbs up. Click on the react icon and use the thumbs up. Okay? For quick responses. Let me see. Let me know those who know Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook. Now, November 14th, 2025, which is pretty much last month, he said that in Meta, I mean, Meta is now the ecosystem that consists of Facebook, Instagram, and so many other social networks. Now, he's saying that if you are an employee working with Meta, you are going to be appraised, which means you are going to be scored or graded or rewarded based on your AI impact, not how you show up early for work, not any other thing, but your AI impact. What is the impact you are making on the business using AI? What skills do you have in AI that you can use to bring faster work, smarter work into better? And these are the industry leaders. A lot of other organizations are already tilting towards this, and it's changing the landscape very fast. Okay. And like I said, this was what? November 14th, 2025. And I've included a link here. So this is the link to the actual, uh, you know, article. So if you want to read the details, simply fill out the attendance form. This slide will be shared with you, and I want you to ensure to click on this particular link so you can read the full detail. Okay. Now, the Times of India, another very notable, magazine, is saying that McKinsey, how many of you know McKinsey? McKinsey is one of the largest global management consulting firms when it comes to management consulting firms in the world. Okay, and they are saying that look, everyone thinks that AI is going to take our jobs. I mean, somebody in the chat earlier said AI is going to steal our jobs. Essentially, that is true. Okay, but why it is not totally true is because AI will not really take our jobs in terms of start doing our jobs. AI is going to change the way our jobs are done. So if you are here today and you're a teacher, how are you infusing AI into what you're doing? Okay, if you're a data analyst, what are you doing about AI? How does AI affect you? Okay, are you conscious of this? All right, are you looking at what recruiters are looking for right now? Okay, so that is what exactly McKinsey is saying. I've also included the link here so you can read the full thing once you get my slide. Then sure to fill out the attendance form is in the chat. Click on that link posted by one of my team members and ensure you are done with that. Okay. Now this article was also published when November 25th, exactly about 30-ish days from ago that this was talked about. So you can see how recent these developments are. Okay. And the reason is this. You see, AI is not new. AI is not new. Okay, guys, are you with me? Are you with me? AI is not actually new. Before, if you want to do anything AI, you had to be very good with coding. In fact, the first step is knowing how to write codes. You have to learn Python, you have to learn Node.js, you have to learn so many things. Okay? It's heavy on coding. But today, to be an AI expert does no longer require coding. So it has made it very popular. So people like me and you that don't like coding, I mean, where are the people that don't like coding? Where are those that don't like coding? Give me a thumbs up. Let me see you. Let me see you. Or give me a love emoji. Where are you? Let me see. Let me see you. Fantastic. So people like us that don't like coding, we can now get into tech. Okay, because coding is no longer a criteria for me to bring to create AI solutions. All right. So that is why it has become very popular between January this year and now. So heading into 2026, we are in for an eruption. So what you should be looking at now is how do you position yourself ahead of 2026? Okay. And I included so many other ones, Fortune 500, talking about the fact that if you are currently working, if you already have a job right now, and you're looking for a promotion, the easiest way out is upskilling in AI. Upskilling AI, start to automate some of the things that will be manually done at your workplace and watch what happens. Okay, watch what happens. What is this? November 26th. November 26th. Okay, so these are recent news. Okay, and there are so many more that I've included. Okay, so many more. I've included their links here as well. So the key question now is this: companies will no longer be asking you, can you really do this job? No, that's not the question you'll be asked heading into 2026 if you are looking for a job. What they would ask is, how can you use AI right now? Because they know that AI is going to get this done faster than any human can do, not sacrificing accuracy, even bringing things to the table that your manual work won't. So the real question is, what AI tools can you use now? And when I say AI tools, it goes beyond ChatGPT. Okay? In fact, while ChatGPT is one of the tools that you need to know how to use, so many people don't know how to use it. They use ChatGPT like a toy. Okay? So, but the big question heading into 2026 is going to be, how fast can you do this with AI? What AI tools can you actually use? So let's look at some of the things that you need to keep in mind. This is me sharing some valuable stuff with you. Now, if you want to land a job in 2026 using your AI skills, there are 4 steps that you need to take. And I would love to congratulate you that you've taken the first step already. Okay? You've taken the first step already. Now, the first step is get into workshops like this, where you get to learn some of the relevant tools, okay? Get information about what you need to learn. What are the career paths out there that you need to start looking at when it comes to AI careers? Number 2 is you want to ensure that you work on projects. Build a portfolio of projects, okay? Build a portfolio of projects. That is how you are able to demonstrate that, oh, I know how to actually use AI. Okay, nobody's going to believe you based on, he said he can use AI. No, we want to see that you can use AI, not hear that you can use AI. Okay, I want you to show evidence. Number 3 is work history. Many people will be like, where am I going to get work history from? And I think people still asked me this question very recently. Oh, where am I going to get work history from? And that is where, employability skills come in. I'll go into that much later in the session. And last but not the least, you need to continue to update yourself. Right now, things are moving faster than it ever has, especially when it comes to AI skills. There are so many automation platforms, there are so many tools. Which one are you meant to focus on? Okay, which one are you meant to focus on? Now, it always looks like something impossible until people actually do it. Okay. And here are some people that have joined us here at Analytics and have gone on to get jobs. And the list goes on and on. Right now, over the past half a decade of our existence, we've helped over 3,000 folks get jobs. Okay. So the numbers are counting. Toyin, Benga, Nathaniel. You see, Toyin and Nathaniel, I was the one who prepared them ahead of their interview. So I love talking about them. I love talking about them a lot. So I remember when Twin, had her own job interview invite, she contacted us. And simply because she was one of our students, I was assigned to prepare her ahead of the interview. And she went on to get her job. Same went for Nathaniel. Okay, we had a discussion, we're speaking on WhatsApp, we scheduled a meeting, looked at some of the possible questions that could come out, and he went on, to get a job. Okay. Now you see that there are some of the things that you also need to know. Let me bring this to your notice. Now, in 2025, okay, because right now, as far as we are concerned, 2026 is upon us. So we're looking back at 2025. Looking back at 2025, okay, employers, that's people who hire people for jobs, right? Employers were asked questions that, oh, what are the core skills you would want your employee to have? And those skills were grouped and ranked on a scale, okay? And if you look very closely, AI and anything data was ranked at about 11th. And right on top, you had analytical thinking, okay? AI and big data was ranked 11th. But right now, heading into heading into 2026. Give me a second. Right now, heading into 2026. So let's look at the 2026. Let's look at the 2026 situation. So let's give it a second to load. In 2026, AI and big data by far has now become the most sought after skill. Okay, it has now become the most sought after skill. Okay, it has now become the most sought after skill. Okay, give me a second. Not sure why that particular slide is skipping. Okay, so for some reason that particular slide is skipping. But let me show you exactly what I am talking about. Okay, so this is the 2025 projection. Okay, AI and big data was 11th. But heading into 2026, right on top of the list, you can see the same AI and big data by far between 2025 and 2030. Employers consider it the most necessary skill you need to have if you want to get relevant in the job market. Okay, if you want to be relevant in the job market, this is what you need to be looking at. Are we together, guys? Are we together? This is what you need to be looking at. Now, how do we even get these jobs? Let's start giving ourselves some tips. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? How do you get these jobs to get started with? Okay, how do you get these jobs? How? Okay, again, if you've not filled out the attendance form, ensure to click on the link, fill it out so that you don't miss out on the slides and the recording of this session. Okay, so let's go. Now, you see, there is a roadmap to getting a job, and that roadmap goes thus. When you hit that apply button, majority of us think that our CV goes directly to the HR. If you are in this session and you always think that whenever you apply to a job, your CV goes directly to the HR, then that is wrong. Okay, note today that it is wrong. If you're actively applying to jobs, and this is what you think happens when you click the link, apply, then that's the reason why you've been getting a lot of love letters. Do you know what love letters are? Those emails that start with, oh, um, dear so and so, while your application stood out from the rest, we regret to inform you that we will be moving on with other candidates who we deem suitable for the role. Okay, we wish you success in your future endeavors. How many of you are familiar with those kind of emails? How many of you here are familiar? Let me see those who are actively applying to jobs. Okay, how many of you here are familiar with those kind of emails that starts like that? Okay, while your application stood out, we regret to inform you that we'll be moving on with other candidates. Only one person. So are you saying that out of nearly 70 of us here, only one person is actively applying to jobs? Wow, that is amazing. Okay, that is amazing. So how many of you are familiar? So if you are familiar with those kind of emails, then it means that, okay, I can see the hands down. Fantastic. All right, fantastic. Now, what actually happens is this. When you hit the apply button, your CV actually goes to what we call an ATS, applicant tracking system. Applicant tracking system. Now, the applicant tracking system, okay, it does one thing. It looks at your CV and looks at the job description and then does a match. Then it scores your CV on a scale of 1 to 100. Sadly, and I say sadly, the cutoff mark is usually around 90% on average. If you score anything less than 90, you are likely going to be sent an automated rejection email. So in actual fact, whenever you get those emails, those rejection emails, it is likely that the HR did not even know that you applied to the job. the ATS took care of all those things for them. All right, sending rejection emails, screening out CVs, and all of that. Now, the ones that beat that score are the ones that then get moved to the HR table. So the CVs that the HR is spending time on are CVs of people they can actually interview. So, and then they decide who to interview. Okay. And finally, you get to land the job. So this is the actual flow of getting a job from hitting the apply button. And the reason most people get a rejection is because they ignore the ATS, or they don't even know that the ATS exists to start with. Okay. And you can see how ignorance can lead to so many failures. All right. So this is the flow of getting a job. All right. So let's move ahead. Let's move ahead. There's so many things that we want to look at today. So many things we want to look at today. You see, recruiters are no longer looking for talent within their own locality alone. They want to actually hire people who are in Africa, who are as talented and can work remotely. Okay. And one of the reasons that they are doing this is because they want it's a leading strategy in saving cost of manpower for them. So rather than pay, a typical tech professional within their own locality, somewhere around, let's say, um 80,000 US dollars per year, they would break that into four parts. Okay, and pay that to you, an African talent who lives in Africa, willing to work remotely. So 20,000 US dollars per year. So somebody should help me calculate 20,000 US dollars per year. How much are you earning per month in Naira? Who can do that? Convert it to Naira first, then divide it by 12. How much are you earning in Naira? Very quickly, who's helping me out? Who is helping me out? Very quickly, who is helping me out? Who is helping me out? Who is helping me out? So that gives you a perspective into how much you can actually earn as an African talent working remotely. Yes, that is not going to buy you a Lamborghini. Okay, it won't buy you a Lamborghini in a month or a house in Lekki. But I want you to even look at what's coming in 2026. From January 1, the tax enforcement is going to be the tax bill is going to be enforced. Okay, the tax reform is going to be enforced. So, what are you planning? Are you waiting for it to happen to you before you take action? Okay, do you want to be like that person one or person two? You want to wait for it to happen, pan out first before you take action? Or let me ask you this question, reality check. What are you doing about it currently? Have you even learned about it? So these are the things. There is no hiding spot for anybody. Okay? If you want to be better, you have to you have to look for ways. You have to look for ways to earn. Okay? You have to look for ways to earn more. And this is currently what's happening in the job market when it comes to the remote international remote opportunities. All right, with international remote opportunities. Okay, so right now, there is this report I want to talk to you about, the World Economic Forum Future of Jobs Report for 2025. Now, let me tell you what it is. The World Economic Forum Future of Jobs Report is a report that is compiled after a meeting amongst, thought leaders, top world politicians, billionaires in dollars, captains of industries. They come together to discuss what are the trends, what are the drivers of businesses, what is driving transformation in the economy, what are the jobs that are going to be leading heading into the next half a decade. Okay, and what you're seeing on my screen now, okay, is what are what are the drivers? What are the things that are going to drive businesses? What are the technologies that are going to drive businesses between 2026 and beyond? And right at the top, guys, right at the very top by a huge margin. In fact, by the largest margin, AI and information processing technologies. So there are no two ways. It cannot go wrong for you skilling up in AI. Okay. But the big question is, which AI career path should I go into right now? So that's the big question. Okay. So, and you can see the fastest growing and fastest declining job, still in the same report. The World Economic Forum Future of Jobs report is about 300 pages. So I took snippets of it just to show you the highlights. I've included the link. Okay, you can see in the previous slide, I included the link to the report to ensure to fill out the attendance form if you haven't already. It's in the chat. Click on that link, fill out the attendance form so that you can get my slides. And I want you to go through page by page, okay, through the Future of Jobs report for 2025. Okay, you can see the jobs that are leading, that are forecasted to be growing: AI and machine learning, big data specialists, data analysts and scientists, and so many others. All right. And here you can also see the jobs that are declining. On the right-hand side are jobs that are declining. On the left-hand side are jobs that are projected to grow. You can see AI machine learning specialists there and so many others. On the right-hand side, you can see can you see mechanical engineers? Mechanical engineers. All right. So at the end of the day, Eugene, click on the link and fill the form. If you write your name in the chat, that would not count as attendance, okay? Because I can already see your name. I could have taken it from there, but ensure to ensure to ensure to give me a second. Ensure to click on the link, fill out the attendance form. Okay, thank you very much. So these are jobs that are going to be declining. You can see mechanical engineers, lawyers. You can see lawyers here. Okay, lawyers, shop salesperson, construction laborers, relationship managers, okay, compliance officers, garment and related trade workers, secondary education teachers. Okay, so many of them. Okay, so many of them. And if you are oblivious of this, okay, if you are oblivious of this, reality will catch up with you, and it's going to be very sudden, very, very sudden. Okay, if you don't skill up in AI. So skills around data analytics and AI are the ones that are booming right now. Now, the formula is very simple for you to get a job. Okay, learn, package, and apply. Now, the reality is any one that you skip, if you skip any one of these three, you lose out. You'll miss out on the final result. If you learn and you package, but you don't apply, it's very hard for you to get a job. If you don't learn, but you package and apply, that is tantamount to scam. Okay? You don't know how to do it, but you package yourself, right? So that's another word for being dubious. Okay? Diamola, click on the link, please, and fill out the attendance form. Okay? Now, guys, you need to learn, you need to apply, you need to package yourself. Okay? So learn the skill, package yourself on LinkedIn. Okay? Put your profile together. Okay? Create your project portfolio and then apply to jobs. And guess what? Interviews will come knocking on your way. So I will not bore you with the whole graphs that are here. When you get the slide, I want you to go through each and every one of them. Click on these links. So each and everything, these are not things that I wrote. Most organizations will use AI by 2028. So are you going to wait till 2028 to start learning AI? Is that your plan? Okay. So what you need to do now is skill up so that by then you are highly relevant. Okay. So can see shares of employers that expect AI to be important in changing work by department. I see IT department, business operations, sales and marketing, finance, legal, regulatory, even HR. Okay. You can see the list is 78%. So and these are statistics that goes on and on. Okay. Um, Please, the link is not open. Okay. Daramola, the link should be easily clickable. Okay. I mean, so many others. I mean, if you fill out the attendance form, you can type done. So let's know if it's an issue with the link or with just Daramola. But I can assure you that the link is working. So probably you want to copy it somewhere and that should fix it for you. All right, that's it. Let's move ahead. Let's move along. Okay, these are some of the salary ranges that you can earn. Okay, easily six figures, okay, working remotely. But the first thing is to get the skill. And there are so many other people, Joel, Vivian, Ulua Damilare, even Ikmat. Now, I love to talk about Ikmat because I also prepared her ahead of her interview, okay, for the job that she got. And it was when Ikmat got this job that I realized that she was actually a nursing mother. So imagine a nursing mother, okay, breaking into tech. A nursing mother. I mean, after I heard her, after I knew her story and her journey, I did not take any excuse from any other person afterwards. I mean, you don't have any excuse not to upskill. Oh, I don't have time. Oh, I'm busy. Oh, I do shift. Oh, this, I'm a student. Oh, I'm that. You don't really have an excuse. Okay, go ahead, take that bold step, get it done, and put it behind you. Okay, now the key thing for you is how can Tenalytics business help you? How? That's the big question you want to ask now. How can Tenalytics business help me? That's the question you want to ask yourself. Okay, that's the question you want to ask yourself. And the first career path you can actually go into right now is AI automation engineering. Now, if you are here and you want to do something new, okay, you want to be able to build AI agents. There's something we call AI agents. Think of an AI agent like an assistant, but an AI. It helps you do the manual stuff. If you need to predict anything, it helps you do that. Okay, it can even perform actions like sending mails, reading emails, reading documents, understanding the document, summarizing the document for you, even transcribing audio so you can actually speak with it if you build it to do that. Okay, there are some tools that you need to use to be able to do that. So, and it is very smart because it has what we call memory. Can you see this? Memory. If you were here earlier, one of the students that was giving the testimonial was talking about how they built an AI that can remember stuff, and that allows it to streamline its response based on what you have been talking about before. So you're speaking with the AI would give you relevant response, not like just chatbots you see on websites that have predetermined responses. Okay, and whenever you're chatting with it, it just gives you random stuff and you really don't get any relevant thing from it. But this, because it has an AI like ChatGPT attached to it, it can act like a human being and understand you. So for you to get skilled as an AI automation engineer, you need to learn how to use N8N, Flowise, Chroma, Airtable, ChatGPT, Zapier, Gemini, and Cloud, and the list goes on and on. And each of these tools have their own functions. For example, 11 Labs allows you to create an AI that can um, detect speech, so you can talk to it. Okay, and in some cases, it can talk to you back. All right, so that's AI automation engineering. Moving along, you also have AI for data analysts and AI for HR analysts. Now, as a data analyst, okay, let me start with this. For you to take this particular program, it's either you are interested in data analyst, okay, in becoming a data analyst, or maybe you're already even a data analyst and you want to supercharge your career with AI. This is the program for you. So you learn the fundamentals of AI, you learn how to build an AI agent that can analyze data and give you insights. So some of the things that you'll be doing, especially repeatedly as a data analyst, you can create an AI agent that will automate the whole process for you. And again, because it can perform actions, it is very efficient. if let's say you have a report that you issue that you generate every week and you send to your line manager, you can create an AI agent that will do that for you and send it to your line manager. Not that you would, it's not as if it will do the report for you and then you have to send manually. No, you can create it in such a way that it sends the email every week and you don't have to do nothing. You just need to ensure that the email has been sent. And if there's any issue, you fix it. But most of the time, once it works the first time, it keeps on working unless you go there to change anything. All right. So how can you build things like this? It is with the generative AI for data analysts. And you also have generative AI for HR analysts. Now, if you are here and you are doing anything related to HR or you are interested in HR, don't even look at any other career path. Come for this one. Now, you can see data and AI has changed the way our mundane HR is. Now, instead of you going through thousands and thousands of CVs, spending weeks and weeks going through irrelevant CVs, you can build an AI agent that will do that for you. Also act as the ATS in telling you which of the CVs are worth your time to look at and consider for interview. And it can also even send a rejection email to those it did not pick. Okay? And it can personalize it. And you don't have to give it any specific script. Just tell it to send an email giving feedback, just to solemnly reject them. And it would create an email to that effect. It is that smart and it will personalize it for each person. Imagine sending, I mean, people who apply, they just apply to your job or the job you applied to as an HR, okay? And yet you still send them emails, right? So that's courtesy, and that's where AI comes in. That wouldn't have been possible uh, without AI. So you learn how to, do a bunch of things. Now, the final two career paths you can get into, okay? Generative AI for business analysts and generative AI for project managers. Now, they are very closely related, okay? Very closely related, all right? But the main difference is as a business analyst, you are more focused on the end goal of the business. Okay. It's moving the business from point A to B, managing projects, managing stakeholders, managing results, measuring, tracking, and so on and so forth. But as a project manager, you simply want everything regarding the project to go as planned. Okay, you have to manage risks, you have to analyze risks, and all of these things, you need to do them manually, whether you're a business analyst or a project manager. So what this courses does for you is, how can you infuse generative AI in business analysis, automating workflows, and so on and so forth. How do you automate workflows? How do you infuse AI into your day-to-day to make it work more faster, okay, more efficient, and even not sacrificing accuracy, okay? In fact, you even want to increase accuracy while doing it fast. And, you're welcome. That is what AI does for you, okay? That is what AI does for you. So on top of these packages, okay, regardless of anyone you pick, you get what we call CV review and revamp. We call this the extra employability package. You get a CV review and revamp, you get a LinkedIn optimization, you get navigating the job market, you get interview preparation. So there's what we call interview preparation. Now, you remember when I was talking about some of our students that got jobs, remember I stressed interview preparation. It is very important that you get prepared ahead of your interview. Okay, it is like the icing on the cake before you enter into that interview room and get asked questions. Okay, so you want to get prepared by one of our experts. And the interesting thing about this interview preparation is that it is lifetime. So it means that if you register for our program and then you're done, if you're taking your certificate, you're done, and that's it. It's actually not that it. You can still come back to us, ask for an interview prep, and we'll prepare you ahead of the interview at no extra cost. If you have another interview after that, you can still come. We prepare you ahead of the interview at no extra cost. Now, what we're trying to do is to build a large community of professionals, okay, that are eager to get into the tech space. And you also have what we call job reference letters. Now, after getting an offer, you got a job, okay? Most recruiters will ask you to go get a reference before they seal that deal. They actually want to hear from people who have worked with you. So what we allow you to do is, while you are with us here at Tenalytics Business Learning, we allow you to use Tenalytics Business brand as one of your current or previous work experience. And by so doing, okay, you can always come back to us to request for what? A reference letter. Isn't that brilliant? Isn't that brilliant? So it would, number one, act for you as experience. And number two, you can always come back to us for a job reference. Now, let me see your round of applause, guys. Let me see who is following. Give me a thumbs up. Give me your claps. Give me a thumbs up. Give me your claps. Let me know that you are following. Fantastic. Kwemi, fantastic, and others who are giving their shout outs. Fantastic. So these are the things that we do differently that has ensured that so many of our participants have gone on to get jobs at the end of the day. Okay, then that's not all. You also have on-the-job support. Imagine still getting support on the job. I think this is pretty much straightforward. Then you have weekly mentorships where we discuss some, fantastic topics like how do you negotiate a salary during an interview, and so many more stuff that you need to know ahead of the interview. Okay. Then you also have Upwork/Fiverr optimization. Now, if you're looking to freelancing, you don't want to really work permanently 9 to 5 for a single company, you can look into freelancing. It's pretty much, oh, you're an expert. Anybody who has a project they need to work on, you work on it for them. And guess what? You are good to go. Okay? You are good to go. All right? So you get this as part of the package, regardless of any career path you choose. And it's a 2 month journey, 100% online. The classes are mainly Saturdays and Sundays. Saturdays 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Sundays 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. On weekdays, we meet with you, but not necessarily classes. Okay, so on Tuesday, 9 to 10 p.m., it's pretty much an extra support class where you come, you ask questions. If you have presentations, you also do it during this time. And it's just a follow-up on what you've done before to ensure that there are no gray areas heading into the following week. And then on Thursdays, 9 to 10 p.m., you get your mentorship session. Okay? Now, the good thing about the certificate that you would get at the end of the program is it is accredited by the ACTD, American Council of Training and Development, which only means one thing. It means that wherever you take this certificate, it is to be reckoned with, whether you're in Nigeria or you're somewhere in Africa or you are even in Europe or in the US. Okay? So you will get this certification, you get this accreditation attached to your certification, and you are good to go. Okay? So there are so many job boards where you can get remote jobs. Okay, these are just a few flex jobs, work remotely, Micro1.ai, Remote OK, Remotive, Indeed, Jobspresso, LinkedIn, Upwork, Working Nomads, Crossover.com, and so many more. There are some that I even mentioned that are not here. Okay, so I was just mentioning it off the top of my head. So if you want to get all of these, ensure to fill out the attendance form. It's in the chat. Click on the link, fill out the attendance form so you can get my slides, the videos, everything that I've used in this session tonight into your email. Pavel, this guy was a teacher. He followed the same formula: learn, package, apply. And then that landed him his first job. Okay, similar to Bukola, the same steps: learn, package, apply, and then she landed her first tech job as well. You also have Ene. Okay, same thing. Okay, landed her first tech job working remotely for an organization in Germany. Okay, you have Judith. Look, I can go on and on with people who passed through Tech and went on to get their very first tech job. So now, key thing for you, step number one, choose one of the five career paths. Is it AI automation engineering? Okay, is it generative AI for HR? Let me know what you chose. Okay, is it generative AI for business analysis? Okay, is it generative AI for um, project managers and the rest? So Victor is saying, would the generative AI for data analysis be applicable for data science? Absolutely, Victor. Okay, so step number two, you want to build projects. Projects stand for you as proof of the work that you've been able to do. So it stands for you as proof. So you want to ensure that you have a project portfolio. Number three is you want to ensure that you position yourself to get clients. Okay. Pick a niche, get your first client, step number four. And step number five, you scale from there. Okay. You scale from there. Now, this is just rehashing the platforms where you can get remote jobs if you're looking for remote jobs. So ensure to fill out the attendance form once again so you get my slide. Now, the big question for you, okay, the big question for you right now tonight is, how can I get started? Now, how many of you want to know how exactly you need to get started here with us at 10Analytics Business? How many of you wants to know? Type I do in the chat. So I know you really want to know how you can get started as an AI expert. Okay, how can you get started as an AI expert? How can you get started as an AI expert? I do. Fantastic, fantastic. Fantastic, fantastic one. Great, great, great. So let's get into it. Now, our next class is starting on the 10th of January 2026. Okay, 10th of January 2026. If you look at your calendar very well, this is just about in 2 weeks, thereabouts. Okay, 10th of January 2026, you can jump on this particular program and get yourself started. And right now, there is a special discount ongoing. There is a special discount ongoing. Okay, and that one of the reasons is because we're celebrating our 50th anniversary here at Analytics, and we're so happy, looking back at what we've achieved. So, uh, we have a discount, and I would love to present that to you, shortly. Okay, now the discount is highly limited. It's just for a few people. For the first 10 people to actually secure their spots, you'll be getting this discount. Now, the full amount for the program is 200,000 naira. If you are here right now, okay, depending on the program you are going for, if you're going for the AI automation engineering, you get to pay only 50% of that. So you get a 50% off. So instead of 200,000, you're paying just 100,000 naira, and you can split that into two-time payments. So 50,000 naira now, that secures you your spot, and then later in January, you can pay the balance of 50,000 naira. All right. And then if you're going for any of the other ones, whether generative AI for data analyst, generative AI for HR analyst, business analyst, project management, you have an even further 60% discount. So instead of 200,000, you're paying just 80,000 naira in total. And again, you can split that into two tranches. 40,000 naira now secures you your spot, and then 40,000 naira later in January. Okay, if that works for you, go on secure a spot by copying out these details as you can see on my screen. Okay, one of my team members is also in the chat who put the details in the chat, so ensure to lock down your spot now. Once you have locked down your spot, type locked down in the chat. So I know you've locked down your spot. Only 10 spaces are left. This discount has been running since November and it is going to close today. Okay, it is closing down today. All right, so lock down your spot early so that you can get started. Again, we're going for the AI automation. It's just 100,000 now. You can split the payment into two. Likewise, the other ones, just 80,000. You can split the payment into two. You can also pay online. Somebody's asking how many weeks will the training be? 8 weeks. 8 weeks, Jay. 8 weeks. All right, 8 weeks intensive training. All right, you can also make the payment online. All right, so I would share the link with you. So you can come to this link where I am now, Tenalytics Business. Okay, if you come here, all right, Tenalytics Business Open Programs, just scroll down. Okay, pick any of the programs you want to go for. This is AI Automation Engineering. I can click on register to secure spot and just follow the prompt. As it is easy as hot knife in butter. Just fill out the essentials, pick the cohort, select the two installments if you are paying, if you want to pay twice. Okay, enter in your full name. Let me enter in my full name. So enter in your full name, then address. Okay, I'm paying for one person, two installments, January cohort. Okay, my phone number. So I'll enter in my phone number and then click on proceed to payment. And it opens up the payment gateway, and you can choose how you want to make payments. Okay, whether through you want to pay through direct transfer or you want to use your card. Okay, so and I can pick transfer. Okay, you can pick card, you can pick transfer, and you get a temporary detail where you can make the transfer. Click on I've sent the money, and it's going to take you to the next page. Once you are done doing that, you want to ensure to send us the proof of payment so that you can so that you can get the next steps. Okay, okay, so I'll take questions now. Okay, I'll take questions. Let's see who has questions. Any questions? Let me see. Would this generative? Okay, I've answered Victor's question. So who else? Let me see. Who has a question? How many weeks? I think I've answered that. Uh, do I do I have prior experience of any of these fields before I can go for them? You don't need to have any prior experience. Okay, Miriam, no prior experience needed. What about session time frame for people who work? Like I said, it's Saturday and Sundays. If you were here earlier when I was saying it, Abiodun, Saturdays 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., Sundays 2 to 5 p.m. Do you have physical classes? Okay, not at the moment. We operate fully remotely, and that's because we're bringing on board professionals from across the continent to work with you. Okay, to work with you so that you can gain from the best professionals out there. All right. Abiodun, can someone that has zero knowledge join? Absolutely. That's the whole point of what we've been discussing earlier. Okay, before, to get skilled in AI, you have to know how to code. But today, you don't need any coding background, nothing. Okay, all you need is know what the know what the career path entails and learn the skill. Okay, it does not involve learning coding. To become an AI automation engineer, you don't need to know how to code. All right. So that's the beauty of it these days. Okay. So Arthur is asking, do you need to have had a master? You don't need that. Okay. You don't need that because you're focusing on AI. Okay. And the little bit that you need to know. about data analytics. Arthur, I hope I answered the question. Please, how is this different from the main analytics courses? I think it's pretty much straightforward. Analytics business focuses on um the AI courses, okay, and we are the business arm of Analytics. So we also specialize in training organizations. So we have courses on demand. So if you have an organization or you are HR and you're looking for skills, to upskill your team members in, okay, you can come to us and we'll do that for you. We've done it for Kuda, we've done it for MTN and so many other brands, well-known brands like that. Okay, so Fifi is asking, does this program provide job placement or just career coaching on how to find jobs? So you're going to get positioned, okay, for the opportunities that are coming 2026. So we've seen the forecast, we've seen everything that is coming in terms of AI career paths in 2026. Okay. So yours now is to get skilled and get positioned. Okay. We also recommend people for jobs. All right. But that's going to depend on your performance. Okay. In the program, you attending classes, doing your own, showing up and doing your homework and the likes. Okay. So I hope that answers your question. When is the session starting? January 10th. Abiodun, January 10th. Okay. So once you are done making your first installment, ensure to send a DM to me. 0811 3747 156. 0811 3747 156. Ensure to send us a DM immediately so that you get the next step in your enrollment process. But if you go to the chat right now, you see the enrollment form. I'm going to copy the link and paste it. If you have made payments, go to this form. Okay. Let me bring it up on my screen so you can see it. All right. The link is in the chat. You can click on it and, it's going to bring you to this page. All you need to do is to all you need to do all you need to do, give me a second. All you need to do is to fill it out, okay? You can see, just go ahead and fill it out, straightforward, your email, okay? Let me fill it out so you can see your email. Okay, what name? Okay, all right, so that's not an email. All right, so what name is on the account used for the payment? So, if I paid from my account, that should be my name. If somebody paid for me, I'll type the person's name. Okay, I'll add the receipt. I'll upload the receipt of payment here. I'll type in my full name the way I want it to be on my certificate. Type it here, the email address, a Gmail, because this is the Gmail that you need for your classwork. So type your Gmail here. So your phone number, your job title, okay, if you're a student, type student, your organization name, what is your preferred training? So pick the program of interest. What's your skill set? Do you consider yourself a beginner, intermediate, or expert? Pick it. What's your payment plan? 2 installments, if that's what you used. Cohort January, that's the only available cohort though. How many people are you registering? Just one. Why are you registering for the program? You can type that there. And who did you hear from? Okay. How did you hear about Analytics business? We'd love to know. And then you read the terms and conditions, click on agree if you agree. Okay. If not, ensure to contact us for clarity, and then you go on to submit. Once you've done that, you're good to go. Come January 10th, your journey starts, and the rest is going to be history. Okay, the rest is going to be history. So ensure that you do this once you've made payment so that you do not get left behind. Okay, so are we going to be attached with a coach? Absolutely. Okay. I wish I could show you the WhatsApp group. So your facilitator is going to be there. One, you're also going to have a dedicated program coordinator. who you can reach out to if any issues. Okay, remember, if you've made payments, ensure to send me a message 08113-747-156. Okay, and you get the next steps in the enrollment process. Anybody who wants to unmute and ask a question? Anybody who wants to unmute and ask a question? Anyone? You can raise your hand. You can use the raise hand icon like this. If you want to say anything, just use the raise hand icon. Click on the react, then click on the raise hand. And I'm gonna ask you to unmute, and you can actually speak to me the way I'm speaking to you now. Okay? Or you want to just say anything at all, or ask a question, anything at all. Click on react, and then you see a raise hand icon at the bottom. Okay? So I've lowered my hand back, so I could raise it like this. So anybody? Okay, Remy Oyeshomo. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. So go ahead and mute on unmute, Remy.
Okay, good evening. Yes, you did. You pronounced it well.
Okay, fantastic.
Thank you very much
It's a pleasure.
for. Okay, so I just want to ask, is it because from all that you have said, you said
Yeah,
today is the last day for the discounted price. So, like,
absolutely.
can it be extended? Because we are just getting to know today. Today is like this is the first time we are hearing about it. So, like,
Okay.
can it be extended?
All
I'm
right. So,
just
like, how many of you said we? So, how many of you are you talking about so that I can know?
Well, I'm talking for myself, but I just know that there'll be people that
Oh,
is also in my shoes or that will
all
feel
right.
same way. That's why
All
I'm
right.
using the word
Because
we.
Okay, because quite a number of people have already, right from this session, have already secured their spots. So that was why I was wondering. So if you're asking for an extension to when, and I will need you to speak for yourself so that it's on a case by case basis. So when are you looking at securing your spot?
Okay. We're just going into another week. Like first week of January.
Okay, so
Yeah.
first week of January is very vague, and I'll tell you the reason why. So January 1st is still first week of January. Second is still first week of January. Third is still first week of January. And it is in that period we'll do what we call onboarding. So I'm going to onboard those who have already registered, okay, which is why we are also closing it this early, so that we have time to onboard the 300 plus people that have registered so far. So um, is there any way you can even, I know, like you rightly said, oh, you're just learning about it today and all of that, which is actually valid. Okay. So if I were to offer you, okay, or let me even first ask, which program do you want to go for? So I know what to offer you exactly. Which
The
program?
generative AI HR.
Okay, generative AI for HR, which means the total amount on the discounts would be 80,000 naira. Okay,
Um,
so ideally you would have meant to pay 40,000 naira today to secure the spot. But let's assume that first installment is flexible and not 40,000 naira, but it's flexible. So and then you balance up with the rest later on. How much can you use to deposit for that discount right now? How much can you deposit right now for that discount?
okay. I can do 20 now.
Okay, so here's what I want you to do. Okay, um, once you have done that, I want you to send a message to this number, okay? Send a message to this number. I'm going to drop the number in the chat. All right. So once you've done that, that's my other line. So once you've sent me a message, I will then inform the team of your own specific case so that they can take note of that. Okay. So that they can take note of that. Else, ordinarily that will not be accepted if you get my point. Okay. So I've sent my number. That's my WhatsApp line. So send a DM immediately after you've done that. And, let's move on to the next stage. Does that work for you?
Thank you.
All right,
That's all right.
fantastic. Okay, great. So next person I have here is Miriam Yusuf. Hi, Miriam.
Hi, Mohammed.
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead and unmute, please.
My question would be, so I understood the AI automation engineer that's to build LLM apps and AI agents, but
Yeah.
can you explain can you explain the generative AI for managers? How does it work?
Okay. So you see, as a project manager, ordinarily what you'll be doing is ensuring that if you're on a project, you're managing a project, I mean, you're going to have a typical project will consist of developers, CEOs, customers. That's what the typical project would contain. Now, the developers or the team members that are actually doing the raw work of creating that solution which the project is set to achieve. You want to ensure that they carry out their day-to-day job and you are on top of it. You're tracking it so that if there's any issue, you can provide solution. Okay. If you need to escalate, you escalate. All right. You want to track, you want to do all these things. Now, all of these things are highly manual. So what this course will do for you, the generative AI for project managers, is how can you automate some of the things you do using N8N? N8N is one of the leading automation platforms right now. So as a project manager, how can you automate some of the things you'll be doing on a day-to-day? Okay. Um, Platforms like make.com, you need to even browse it. Just type make.com and see what it looks like. It helps you build automation. You can automate tasks that are redundant. So you don't have to carry them out every single day. Okay? It does it for you and gives you reports, and you can spend more time doing things that actually move the needle and not repetitive tasks. So that's what the generative AI for project manager does. I hope that answers the question.
Yes, it does. Then it brings me to the next question.
Yeah.
Does that mean that I will have to have prior experience in project management before I go for this particular course?
All right, like I responded to somebody who asked the same thing for data analyst, the answer is no. And the reason is inside of the curriculum, you have those concepts that you need to know as a project manager, also, covered. Okay. So they're also covered. So you really don't need a prior experience. If you have prior experience, good for you. And you want to add AI to it, fantastic. Okay. But if you don't, but you're interested in it, absolutely, you're also covered. Okay. So for those who have it before, it's just going to be a refresher. For you who don't, of course, you'll be learning it. Good thing is we make use of a platform called Google Classroom. Let me show you what that is. So it's called Google Classroom. Now, the Google Classroom is a platform where you get access to all your training materials. So I'm going to show you the numerous classes that we have right now. So these are some of the classes that we have right now. This is the January class. If you look at the code CO126, so that's cohort January 2026, AI automation engineering. So you'll be in one of these classes. If you go for the AI in business analysis, this is going to be your class eventually. So by the time we start onboarding people that are registered, you start seeing all of them right here. So what we do, let me show you one of the old classes so that you can see how that looks like. So what we do is any class you have, all the materials you used for the class, we'll put them here. Okay, you put them here. You can see building business intelligence with generative AI, solution, recording, material, login detail. So to even join the class, you come here, you click on it, click and you join the class. So this held December 20th. That was last week, right? We record the class. So the class is also being recorded as it's happening, as you are there. So we provide the recording after the class so that in case you need to go back to it. So during the
Not
holidays
giving
now, anybody who
my phone
needs
has not
to
charged
go
yet. The
back.
battery is very, very low.
Okay. So if you need to go back to the recording, you can always come back here. Good thing about this is you have a lifetime access to it. So even after your program has ended, you can still access these recordings and go over these things as many times as you like. Okay, some people say, oh, does it mean if I miss class, I can get the recording? While the answer is yes, I personally do not encourage you missing classes. Just because we record the classes and we provide it to you on a lifetime basis does not mean you should not attend the classes. Okay, and that's why we always stress that if you must miss any class, you must inform your facilitator. Okay, they must be informed before you miss class because I mean we know that we're all adults and things could come up. So and so on and so forth. So this is what the class looks like. You can see every session duly recorded and provided to you. You can see login details. So people actually joined the class. The class was recorded and then provided at least the following day after. Okay, latest. You get the recording and you're good to go. So that is just to show you a snippet of what the class looks like. Okay, so that you know that you're covered with regards to all your needs as a participant. So I hope that answers your question, Mariam.
Yes, that did. Thank you very much.
All right, fantastic. So, and I hope you've also secured your spots by now. Remember, only 10 slots are left. Have you secured your spots, Mariam?
I'll be doing that soon.
All right, fantastic. So, Raphael, you're next. So let me see, how many people do I have left? Okay, just Raphael and Abiodun, and then we'll call it a night tonight. So, Raphael, go ahead.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Raphael. How are you doing today?
I'm fine. I want to start by appreciating your foresight.
Fantastic. Pleasure.
In fact, I can tell you today throughout, I've been browsing free online AI automation engineering course online. I was taken to different sites. In fact, about close to a week, I had to pay 50,000 for one particular training, but when I saw the stuff they gave, it wasn't exactly what I was looking for. So I have an appeal because I have an appeal so seriously.
Okay.
I am exhausted, and if I miss this opportunity, it's as if I have thrown a diamond into a flowing ocean. That is the way it sounds to me. In fact, as of yesterday, I paid another 2,500 for one training. One guy promised, though we tried his little best. From there, he taught us about Zapier, etc., etc. But what I needed wasn't really coming until this your own came this evening.
Okay, fantastic.
I don't want to sound like a broken pot, but all the same, I have a special appeal.
Okay.
I'm excited as I am. The only thing I can afford as I'm talking to you, because I'm a family man, is just 10,000. And it is funny for me to make it, but then the way I need it, I don't have option than to say it. If it is acceptable, I will so much appreciate. I have done one sales funnel and automation stuff, but that one is manual using WordPress. But I'm bent in having knowledge on AI automation engineering until your own came. I don't know how you can help out. I earn salary per month. I have to say the truth. I earn salary per month. So I'm already exhausted as a family man. If you can consider me, I can assure you, I will pay in full by January end, but I can just drop the 10,000 in my hand for you to know that I have a commitment that will not make me to miss it. As the program is for 8 weeks, if by January ending I fail to, you cut up. In fact, when I was doing the training of the sales funnel and automation, that was the same privilege the guy gave us 1 EK Okoli. No, because the thing just came in the middle of the month, so I have to appeal, and he accepted. And as soon as I think his own was 84,000, and as soon as the month ends, I paid 84,000, even though he allowed me for that few days. I want to appeal to you. You will not regret allowing me. I won't disappoint you. I don't know how to put it.
Okay. All right. Okay. Are you done? I can't hear you anymore.
I'm done.
Okay. All right. So here's what's gonna happen. Okay. Here's what's gonna happen. Because I think your own situation is very peculiar. So it's not gonna be one size fits all. So here's what's going to happen. You see this phone number? Let me give you this phone number. So what the request you just made, just send it to this phone line on WhatsApp, okay? And then we can continue the conversation there, okay? We can continue the conversation there. So let's know what the specifics are, okay? What do you have on ground now? How are you planning to balance up? And then from there, you get a detailed response, okay?
Okay. Can you give me the number?
Okay, 0811
Yes.
374
Yes.
7156.
7156. Okay.
Yep.
Mohammed, right?
Yes, you're correct.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
So thank you.
It's a pleasure. All right. Somebody said they had a question. ITEL C671L. If you have a question, go ahead. Go ahead and type your question in the chat, okay? Type a question in the chat. I'm also looking at the chat, so once I see a question, I can just go ahead and answer it. I think next person now, I have Abiodun, and Peace. Okay, so Abiodun and Peace, go ahead, ask your question, and then I'll go to the questions in the chat, and then we'll wrap up from there. Okay, it's already 9:34. All right, so Abiodun, go ahead, please. Okay, so let's go to the next person then, since seems Abiodun is not here. So Peace, go ahead and ask your question. Okay, so Peace is saying,
hello.
Okay, that's Abiodun. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Mohammed.
Yeah, good evening. How are you doing today?
Okay. Thanks so much for the lecture so far, and I pray God will continue to bless you and reward you.
Amen.
Yeah. Please, honestly, my own case is still peculiar too, as you have rightly said too. Yeah. On my own case, please, I'm a kind of person that I like acquiring more knowledge when it comes to advance of technology and several other things. So, but and I must be straight. Most of the time when I
Yeah.
join groups like this,
Mm-hmm.
what they tend to initiate will not be what they are going to give to you at the end of the
At
day.
the end of the day. Yeah.
Now I've seen it. I think about it's not yesterday. Yes, yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I was just going through in search for knowledge of AI. I went to YouTube. What I saw there was not, and that's okay. I went looking through social media. I joined a particular group, and
Okay.
I make some payments. They open. There was a link open. We join and all that, but there was a particular coach that was attached to me or to the group.
Mhm.
So the material sent to us, I went through it. I discovered I was having a challenge with a particular software.
Mhm.
According to the coach, he just explained. I said, okay, let me do it the same way. I discovered I was unable to create an account. You understand? So I
Yeah.
tried reaching out. As I speak to you now, the coach did not respond. So you can imagine if somebody that was attached to a group of people, when they have an issue, and
Mhm.
after the subscription, you try communicating to that person, so at least you're able to help you out in order for you to move forward at that particular junction. And at the end of the day, the person that you are looking up to at least elevate you or put you through on how to maneuver in that particular situation was not responding, and it's a major challenge. It's a major challenge. So me, I'm just meeting you, your organization for the first time.
Mhm.
It's not as if I've heard about you,
Yeah.
and it's natural for me to be kind of being skeptical in dealing with people,
Absolutely.
considering a whole lot of uh,
Previous
atrocity in social
experience.
media space now. So
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know. But I'll definitely give it a try. I will definitely give it a try. Because
Yeah.
honestly, I'm being skeptical. That's just a blunt truth. Because
All right.
it's not easy when you say living in this kind of situation in this country and you keep giving money out to at least better yourself or to improve yourself. At the end of the day, those things are not being achieved. You understand? It's more like you throwing away money. You understand that it
Mhm.
could have been used for a better thing. So, but I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. So let me
I'll,
quickly
I'll,
address it. Okay. Now, I'm
I'm
sure
with
if
you. I'm with you.
yeah, I'm sure if I say if at this point I tell you that, oh no, I'm not, we are not like that, this and that, you just be like, well, that's expected. Okay. But
Definitely.
I'm not going to try to convince you. Okay. Your skepticism is very, very valid. I'm not going to try to convince you. All right. So you can just go on social media, go and look. I mean, we have a track record of half a decade. So you can listen to what people are saying about us, not what I say about ourselves. All right. So, and one thing that we do, just to give you an insight into some of the experiences, you have classes every week. So we have what we call feedback form. So if a facilitator comes to class to teach you, okay, you will have the right to give a feedback for that class, not once, but every week immediately after class or even during the class. So if you have any complaints, you log it there. And if you're also enjoying the class, we also implore you to write it there that, look, this guy is doing a great job. We want him to keep it up. So that that thing that you're enjoying, we don't stop giving it to you. And if there are any issues, you can always complain and we address it immediately. Okay? So apart from your facilitator on a group, so there's a WhatsApp group for communication, not to hold class. Classes are held on Google Meet. You also have Google Classroom. I don't know if you saw the platform I was showing to Miriam Yusuf the other time. So you have that class. That will be a repository of materials. You also have WhatsApp group. where your facilitator will be. You'd also have a class coordinator. So if, for example, you ask a question and for some reason, I mean, they are humans, okay? If they miss it, at least your class coordinator will be there to call their attention or even respond to you as of that time. And the way we build our community is such that in most cases, what we've seen happen in our years of experience, bringing up people like yourself is some of the questions, not all, some of the questions when you ask another learner like yourself who knows it would even answer, may have answered before the facilitator have answered. We see that happen. Okay, but that does not mean the facilitator would still not respond. Okay, so there are several layers of checks to ensure that you are getting you what you paid for. Okay, but like I said, I'm not gonna try to convince you. Okay, you can look us up, and all of that, but that's just to give you a little bit of how we mitigate those issues. So facilitators cannot just enter class and do what they like, and that's it. You've paid. No, nothing can happen. No, it doesn't work that way. So we have quality checks. Okay, we have the materials they take to, let me show you. The materials that they take to your classes are vetted before they get to your class. Okay, so before they get to your class, let's take, for example, generative AI for HR analytics, or let's even let's go to AI automation. Let's go to AI automation. Let me show you one of the materials. So these materials are looked at before they get to your class. So it's not a case of, oh, you just go to class with a shabby material and nothing happens. Okay? Nothing happens. So this is one of the materials, prototype to profit AI business application. So these are the kind of materials that you get to work with, and then you have a case study at the end of the day, to go with. So this is a case study, okay, at the end of the day that you get to build. So it's not just something random that we bring to class. Okay, that's why the actual price of the program is 200,000 naira. Okay, but luckily, it's on a discount. This conversational AI, so a 2-day intensive training on architecting the future of interaction. So you interacting with AI. So a little bit of explanation and then a case study. Okay, there's always a case study at the end. You can see build a voice receptionist goal to create an automated agent that can answer calls, check calendar availability, and book appointment for a user. So and then you have a flow, and then you actually go ahead and build it. Okay. This is the recording of the class. So everything is there, extra layer upon layers of quality checks to ensure that you get exactly what you paid for. Okay. So but I hope that sort of sheds a little bit of light to your skepticism, Abiodun. Okay. So I'm not sure if Abiodun's still here, but I hope you heard my explanation. So let's go to the next person. So Victor is asking in the chat, is the agentic AI towards a particular field? No, AI automation is the most versatile. Okay, so it's the most versatile. So whether you want to apply it in health or economics or entertainment or logistics or hospitality, it's up to you, Victor. Please, I find it difficult to say, okay, I think that's responded to. For software to be used during the training process, are there additional subscription fee or using the free version? So um, the the answer to your questions are yes and yes. So there are subscription fees if you want to use the premium versions, and there are ways to also use premium versions for free. Okay, and while some you use the free version. So but what we've done is to ensure that you use the free version so you don't incur additional costs during during the program. Okay. So I hope that answers the question, Olufemi. Okay, Abiodun, I've seen your response now. All right, no issues at all. Okay, so guys, this is where we'll start drawing
I'm not
the
missing. I see.
routine.
Maybe she went.
I ITEL,
She went
you
for
are muted.
stuff.
I didn't see your question in the chat box, or did you drop your question? You said you had a question. I didn't see your question.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Sorry, my question was I heard about this program this evening and I just
Yeah,
joined lead.
okay.
Okay, and really wanted to plead about the time frame. You said
All
today is the
right.
last day. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
absolutely.
Yeah, so I really wanted to plead about the time so that I can still
Okay.
join the class and then make my payments like let's say January.
Okay. So when you say January, are you say is it January 1st or January 31st? Or what's the case?
The case will be like before 31st, like
Okay, so
maybe like
what
20th.
20th. Okay, so what you're saying is you want to start the program before you make any commitment at all.
No, 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 I can make a commitment right now.
Okay. Okay, then that means you
Yes,
don't have
sir.
any problems. You don't have any problems at all. You don't have any
Okay.
problems at all. Yeah. So which program are you going for?
Um, AI for data analysis, for data analytics.
Okay. All right. So the total fee is 80,000. All you need right now is 40,000. And then in January, the remaining 40,000. Okay.
No, I don't have up to 40,000 right now. That's why I'm
Oh, okay.
pleading.
So how much do you have right now?
Seriously, I have like 10,000 naira to commit right now.
Okay. You said 30. Am I correct?
No, 10,000, sir, not 30.
10. Wow.
Yes,
10 is actually very slim. Okay, very tricky, especially for the fact that I'm going to be speaking with my team on your behalf. Okay. Um,
please, sir.
hmm. So here's what you want to do so that we don't, because I don't want to come up with something right now. So let's take it out of the meeting, okay? So just send a DM to me via this number. So either myself or one of my team members will respond to you, okay? Can you see that number in the chat?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, so send us a DM immediately with what you just said, and let's see what we can work out for you, okay?
So thank you so much, sir.
All right, it's a pleasure. Okay, so Peace. I thought Peace has spoken. Peace, did I skip you? Please go with your question, please. Hmm, that is strange. Peace, I think Peace has spoken now. I find it difficult to send my payment receipt. So Peace, what you want to do, okay, Peace, what you want to do is very easy. You see that same phone number, okay, that I dropped in the chat. Just send a DM. I'm having issues with my payment receipts and to be solved for you, okay? Consider it solved. If you can hear me, please, just send us a DM 0811 374 7156 and you're good to go. Okay? Okay, he said, what about person with same payment issue? Just send a DM, okay? Let me send the phone number again. This is it. Just send us a DM. I'm having so and so issue and consider it solved. All right. A he done. Okay. So guys, I think that we have come to the end of tonight's session. For those of you who are still here, I really, really appreciate the time, and I hope you've learned one or two things over the course of the session. And more importantly, I hope to see you in class come January 10th, so we can start the journey together and achieve stuff. Cheers, guys, and have a wonderful night's rest. Enjoy your holidays as well. Cheers, guys.